We all love a chatty cat, but there is a big difference between a friendly greeting and a cat that simply will not stop meowing. If your cat is constantly pacing, crying at the top of their lungs, or waking you up at 3 a.m. with loud yowls, they aren't just trying to annoy you. Adult cats almost exclusively use meows to communicate with humans, meaning that constant vocalization is an urgent, direct message meant specifically for you. Here is exactly what your cat's excessive meowing means, and the hidden red flags you might be missing. 1. The routine and resource demand. Let's start with the most common reason. Cats are incredibly smart, and they quickly learn through operant conditioning exactly which pitch and volume will get you to drop what you're doing and fill their food bowl. However, if they are meowing constantly for attention, it often points to a lack of environmental stimulation. A bored cat will use vocalization to demand play. If you always respond to their demands by talking back or giving treats, you are accidentally rewarding the behavior. The fix here is ensuring they have a strict routine of intentional predatory play sessions during the day so they feel physically and mentally satisfied. 2. Hidden stress and environmental anxiety. If the meowing sounds more drawn out, frantic, or sounds like a yowl, your cat is likely experiencing acute stress. Cats are creatures of habit, and any disruption to their routine or environment can lead to high anxiety, which they express through their voice. This can be triggered by obvious things, like moving to a new home or introducing a new pet, but it can also be caused by subtle changes, like a relocated or dirty litter box. Separation anxiety is also a major trigger. If your cat walks around the house meowing loudly right as you are preparing to leave, or right after you return, they are vocalizing their distress over losing their safe base. 3. Physical discomfort and hidden pain. Because cats are apex predators that are also small enough to be prey in the wild, they are evolutionary masters at hiding physical weakness. Often, a sudden increase in meowing is the only outward sign that they are in pain. If your cat cries out when being touched or hesitates and vocalizes before jumping, they could be suffering from arthritis or joint pain. Dental disease like fractured teeth or gum infections can also cause significant oral pain that makes them cry out. Most importantly, if your cat is pacing and crying urgently while trying to use the litter box, this can indicate a urinary blockage, a life-threatening emergency that requires an immediate vet visit. 4. Hyperthyroidism and high blood pressure. If you have a middle-aged or senior cat whose appetite has suddenly skyrocketed, but they are still losing weight, and they are pacing and meowing incessantly, especially at night, they may have a medical condition called hyperthyroidism. This is when the thyroid gland produces excessive hormones which drastically speeds up their metabolism. It makes the cat feel jittery, restless, and constantly ravenous, making it impossible for them to settle down. This can also lead to feline hypertension or high blood pressure, which affects the brain and causes disorientation and urgent nighttime crying. Fortunately, this can be managed with veterinary medication. 5. Feline cognitive dysfunction. Finally, if you have an older cat, usually over the age of 10, and you notice them staring blankly at walls or walking into a room and crying loudly as if they are lost, they may be experiencing feline cognitive dysfunction syndrome, which is essentially cat dementia. The most common clinical sign of cognitive dysfunction is excessive vocalization, particularly in the middle of the night. As their brain ages, they experience spatial disorientation, forgetting where they are, and temporal disorientation, meaning their sleep-wake cycles get completely flipped. They wake up in the dark, feel incredibly confused, and yowl loudly because they are seeking your reassurance and safety. Leaving a few dim nightlights on and keeping their environment predictable can help them navigate the house with less anxiety. The main takeaway is this: sudden or constant meowing is never something you should just ignore, and you should never punish a cat for vocalizing. They are trying to bridge the communication gap between our two species to tell you that something in their world, whether it's their environment, their routine, or their body, needs your help to be fixed. If this video helped you understand your feline friend a little better, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into cat psychology. See you next time.